Hi fellow investors, welcome to the channel. In this video, we are going to discuss and analyze about the company ADANI Power Limited. This is the third time which we are doing analysis on ADANI Power within this year. For the first time, I see a very strong potential entry and the potential growth which was going to be happen exactly at 140 rupees, and I have recommended the stock. Once after our analysis, the stock has moved from 140 rupees to 280 rupees. For the second time, I see a very strong potential technical chart pattern which was forming, so I recommended the stock exactly at 260 rupees. Once after our analysis and the recommendation, the stock has moved from 260 rupees to 400 rupees. Currently the stock is exactly trading in between 390 rupees to 392 rupees. I see a very strong potential technical chart pattern which is forming right now, and this stock is going to give you a huge breakout and will reach into the new higher zones which is going to be more than 500 rupees within a very less span of time. There were two things which were happening in ADANI Power as per my in-depth technical analysis. One is the very strong technical chart pattern which is forming right now, and the other one is the stock is consolidating at a very strong resistance line. This resistance line was tried to broke by this stock many times, which was almost like 5 times and has been failed. This is the 6th time which way this stock is trying to break this very strong resistance line, and I'm sure that this time this resistance line is going to be break with a heavy volume by having a strong green candle. The reason behind that is because I see a very strong technical chart pattern which is forming exactly at a very strong resistance line, and both the buyers and the sellers are trying to be accumulate, and the more number of buyers are getting more in strong exactly at a very strong resistance line within the strong technical chart pattern. The technical chart pattern which is forming right now is one of the best in the technical analysis, and both the buyers and the sellers are trying to be accumulate within the parallel channel, which way this parallel channel is getting more in strong by having a strong buying pressure. So I'm sure that this time this stock is going to break that very strong resistance level and will reach into the new higher zones which is going to be more than 500 rupees. So I want you to please keep this stock under your watch list and make sure you enter exactly at the very right and the best bargaining price to gain more in profit from this company. Please make sure you watch this video completely so that by end of this video you could able to have a clear understanding on ADANI Power by having a very strong on both fundamental as well as the technical analysis. When it comes to the technical analysis, I will take you into my screen. I will show you exactly what kind of pattern which is forming right now, how strong is the pattern, where exactly that we need to enter, and how much are the profits which we are going to gain in return within a very short span of time with a valid proper technical logical points, so that by end of this video you could be able to have a clear understanding both in fundamental as well as the technical analysis, and you could be able to take your wise decision where exactly that you need to enter and how much are the profits which you are going to gain in return within a very less span of time. This stock is going to give you a huge returns which is going to be more than 500 rupees as per my in-depth both fundamental as well as the technical analysis. When it comes into the fundamental analysis, this company has a market capital of more than 1,50,000 crore, and this company has a very strong book value as well as a face value. This company's earnings per share as well as price to earnings ratio were tremendously increasing on a year-by-year basis from the past 3 years. This company has produced a profit of more than 20,000 crore within this year. This profits has never been happened in ADANI Power Limited when I compare it from the past 10 years. So this profit is an all-time high for ADANI Power Limited which has generated by this year. And this company has a very strong shareholding patterns which includes both the foreign as well as the domestic institutional investors. And this company's net sales, total growth and the total revenues were tremendously increasing on a year-by-year basis from the past 3 years. And this company is exactly at a very strong technical chart pattern which is forming right now at a very strong resistance line. So this resistance line is going to be break with a huge green candle and with a huge volume within a very short span of time, and this breakout is going to be happen within a week time. So I want all our fellow investors to enter exactly at the very right and the best discounted price as per our in-depth technical analysis to gain more in profit from this company. Thank you very much for watching this video. I would request you to please subscribe my channel if you consider that whatever the recommendations which I am providing in this channel are really valuable to your investments as well. Please comment, share and like these videos to the other fellow investors so that they could be able to understand the more in-depth fundamental as well as the technical analysis on the stocks, and they could be able to enter exactly the breakout points to gain more in profits from these companies as well. Have a happy, healthy, wealthy and successful life. Jai Hind. Let's deep dive the technical analysis of Adani Power Limited. If you see the chart on my screen, whatever the chart which you are seeing on my screen is the daily chart, which where you could able to see it clearly that I have mentioned the trend lines as well as the clear support and resistance levels as well as the chart patterns. The chart which you are seeing on my screen is a daily chart for Adani Power, which where I see a very strong potential technical chart pattern which is forming right now, and this pattern is nothing but a bullish flag pattern. We have done so many videos on this bullish flag pattern, which were all those stocks which has given a tremendous breakouts by breaking this bullish chart pattern and has provided more in profits for all the fellow investors. The same chart pattern which is forming right now in Adani Power Limited as well. If we see it clearly that whatever the line which is mentioned over here is a very strong resistance line which I have mentioned in my earlier video. This resistance line which was tried to broke by this Adani Power stock many times. If you see it clearly, like this stock has tried almost like 5 times by breaking this very strong resistance line and failed back and move into the consolidation zone. This is the time which is where again the stock is consolidating in a very strong bullish flag pattern, which is one of the best in the technical chart pattern. If you could able to see it clearly, both the buyers and the sellers are trying to be accumulate exactly within a parallel channel, which way both green and the red candles are nothing but the buying and the selling pressure which is accumulating in between within the parallel channel exactly at a very strong resistance line. This is one of the good indication in Adani Power Limited. Whenever if we see a very strong consolidation which is going to be happen in any of the strong technical chart pattern which is exactly at a very strong resistance line, then there could be 99% of the chance that the stock is going to give you a huge breakout by breaking this very strong resistance line as per the in-depth technical analysis. So the chart pattern which you are seeing over here is one of the best in technical analysis, as well as the strong consolidation which is happening within a very strong resistance line, which where I see that the more number of buyers are slowly accumulating into this company as per the volume levels. If you analyze the volume levels on a daily basis, which is from the past 1 month, you could able to see it clearly that the volumes are getting more and more in strong, and the volumes are getting increased on a day by day basis with a strong green, which means that there is a heavy buying pressure which is happening in Adani Power. So the stock is exactly at a very strong consolidation zone, at a very strong resistance line, and there is a very strong technical chart pattern which is forming right now. So these are the two things which are really favorable to Adani Power to have a strong breakout by breaking this very strong resistance line and to move the stock into the new higher zones, which is going to be more than 500 rupees. When the stock has given a tremendous breakout out from this 411 rupees, and the first target is going to be 433 rupees, and the second target is going to be 450 rupees, and the third target is going to be 500 rupees. I'm sure that this stock is going to give you a huge breakout, because this stock was almost in a bull trend from the past 7 to 8 months of time. There is a huge consolidation which was happened over here after a heavy a strong momentum exactly at a very strong resistance line. This consolidation was due to the reason that there was a war which is happening, and there were so many global scenarios which were happening in US as well. So there is a huge consolidation which was happening in both Nifty and the Bank Nifty. The reason that we have seen a very strong consolidation in Adani Power Limited as well. But now both the Nifty and the Bank Nifty are in a consolidated as well as in a bull trend, which is trying to break those resistance level. And I'm sure that this Adani Power stock is having a very strong potential by having both very strong fundamental as well as the technical analysis, and this stock is going to give you a huge breakout over here and will reach into the new higher zones. So I would request all our fellow investors to keep this stock under your radar and make sure you enter exactly at the very right and the best bargaining price, which is going to be over here, that is 380 rupees. The 380 rupees is the very best entry to have a stop loss which is going to be nearby, and the target 1 is going to be 433 rupees, and the target 2 is going to be 450 rupees, and the target 3 is going to be 500 rupees as per my in-depth technical analysis. This stock has a very strong potential to grow more in future. So I would request you to please keep the stock as much as possible in your portfolio to gain more in profits from this company. If you really want to be a short-term investor like me, normally whenever I see a stock which is going to give a huge breakout, I would try to enter exactly at the very strong and the best breaking point with a very less a bargaining price, and I will wait until the stock is going to give a huge breakouts at the target levels. Whenever I see a stock that is going to be moved down from the target levels, then I will book the profits and I will try to find other best breakout stock with a strong potential entry. If you are a long-term investor, you could able to keep the stock until to gain more in profits from this company, and if you are a short-term investor, you could able to wait until our targets are going to be reached. As I have already invested in Adani Power, as I said in my previous video, which I have invested almost like 15 lakhs in Adani Power, and I'm in a profit of more than 30 to 35% ROI right now, and I'm going to invest more in Adani Power right now exactly at this price, which is going to be 380 rupees, because I see a very strong potential entry, potential breakout which is going to be happening in Adani Power by breaking this in a strong resistance line within this parallel channel pattern. So I would request all our fellow investors, consider all these technical points and keep in your mind, and make sure you enter exactly at the very right bargaining price to gain more in profits until 500 rupees. Once after the stock has reached 500 rupees, and then I will do an analysis again, and I will let you know what are the other target levels which we are going to achieve in Adani Power Limited. Thank you very much for watching this video, and thank you very much for your valuable time. I would request you to please consider subscribing my channel. As you see, like I have recommended many of the stocks which were given huge breakouts and provided huge returns to all our fellow investors. I have got so many comments from our fellow investors that they were invested on those stocks whatever I have recommended and gain more in profits from these companies. I would request you to please consider watching these videos as well, so that you could able to understand exactly the psychology of mind and the technical analysis, how I do a technical analysis, and how I figure out the breakout stocks and provide you those stocks in the same channel. As I said, always, like, I would invest all these stocks as well. Whenever I see a stock which is going to be breakout as per my in-depth technical analysis, I will do a strong fundamental analysis as well by comparing the results of previous 3 years as well as previous 5 years, and I will make sure that the technical chart pattern which is forming right now is having a very strong volume on the buying pressure as well. Then I will consider myself and I will invest in those stocks at those same point whatever that I am recommending, and I will provide the videos, and I will ask all our fellow investors to enter exactly at those points to gain more in profits from these companies. Thank you very much. Have a happy, healthy, wealthy and successful life. Jai Hind.